So like I actually made a prediction thing like 4 hours ago. So if you want to check that out, go click on somewhere here. I don't know how this thing works, but yeah, go. The link will be somewhere. The link will be somewhere. So go check that out and see if I was right or not. But otherwise, here is today's ban list. Let's go check it out with Banlist Ken on Skype. So hopefully they can hear you.
Yeah, wait, things bugging. Vanguard CH.
It's probably like it's because of the corona, right?
Yeah, because they announced an emergency situation in Japan, which doesn't actually have any legal binding power. It's just saying we are in a state of emergency. They decided that they should speed up the ban list announcement.
Maybe they should.
I'm not entirely sure how those two things correlate, but...
Alright, well I made predictions today, and I think you were here last time, so... Oh, there we go! Hey! I'm correct! Fuck you, Gurgen! Oh wait, I shouldn't swear, but... Oh well, okay, yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
So you have to pick one, and you can only pick
Yeah,
up to 4.
it's pick one. It's like a Weiss Schwartz-esque limitation.
They always do this though. Oh man, wait, I need to load up my Precora stream.
You can only play Go Wordle person.
Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous. This combo is pretty ridiculous. It's either this and one Resolve, but that doesn't hit enough. But this really destroys it, kind of. Well, not destroys it, but really nerfs it. But is this the only one? Notice it gets banned at like when clan selection gets released. Gotta sell new packs.
29th of January, so there's still a full 2 weeks before it comes into action.
Well, no one can play anyway, right? There's no tournaments.
Oh, we get the stats now.
Well, is it only this? If it's only this, it's not going to be a balanced format.
Out of 25 tournaments. 19 Gold Paladin came first out of 25 tournaments in the winter season.
Well, I mean, it's expected. Like, it was happening already.
Yeah. They're losing in a restriction.
Huh? Is there more?
They said an opposite is happening.
An opposite is happening?
Yeah, they're unrestricting something.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So.
Doesn't really do much. Makes Eradicators better. Who cares? Eradicator? Yeah, well, it makes every Narukami deck kind of better, but I don't think it's going to do that much in the format. Because right now when you ban Gurgit, then you have Gabriel and Plon being ridiculous.
Okay.
But I guess like, okay, Plon gets countered by CBD, but Gabriel doesn't get countered by anything now. So
how egregious is that new CBD exactly?
Against like certain decks it's strong, against certain players it's strong. Basically the more smooth brain ones, it's pretty strong.
Alright.
But like, yeah, against like smart people, like you play Yasue, they're just gonna throw down like Yasue's and like there's nothing to lock and you just die. So it really comes down to if the opponent is kind of smart enough to play around you, or otherwise the deck itself just has tools to not make feels and make you feel bad, pretty much.
Errata?
Oh! An errata?
Yeah.
The Plon?
Apparently?
Maybe? Oh. Valkyrian? Oh!
They changed the text so it says
It gets removed
if
from
you
game?
cannot retire this card, remove this card from the game.
Yeah. Because
So it
there's
doesn't actually change how it works.
No, there's an infinite loop with the new Malik Maleth,
Yeah.
which, like, the Malik Maleth says this card cannot, like, cards you control can't be retired.
Okay.
But, like, this card is like an auto effect, right? So it'll keep on triggering, and then it keep on... yeah. So it just creates an infinite loop and it's a draw. So now it just gets removed from play. Yeah, okay.
So it's just to avoid that
That infinite loop.
uncontrollable infinite loop.
Yeah. Makes sense. That's the, if that's all they're gonna hit though, I don't know. Okay, well.
So what happens now after Gurgit gets hit?
Gurgit keeps Gabriel in check, but now that there's no Gurgit, Gabriel is just like a better like Dragonic Ogre of the Cross. So Gabriel automatically becomes top tier, I think.
Okay.
And you can't stop Gabriels because they have cards that put cards into damage zones, so they can always activate Hamiels and win. So I think Gabriel automatically becomes top tier. And then Plon, since there's no Gurgit, you'll just high roll and win games pretty much.
Right.
And I mean, yeah, like we tested against CBD and sure that was a bad matchup, but against everything else, it's still pretty strong when you can high roll like that. So I don't think the format really has changed. If they they hit Gurgit because it's doing a lot of results, but if clan selection comes out, you still have like these two powerhouse decks, and there's no other stuff in the metagame that can really compete. Let's bring up some graphs. Alright, so we're in the Japanese PDF. Woo! It's a yellow donut, dude.
So yeah, the 3/4 yellow part says Gold Paladin, and then the grey section just says clans that aren't Gold Paladin. Do you know that Japanese host? I can't remember his name, but there's a guy who says like there's only two types of men in this world, and the two categories are like me and everyone that's not me.
Yeah.
It's like that guy.
Okay, so hang on. So this is like, can you explain the graphs? What's the first graph?
Yeah, so both graphs represent tournament results during of the MT 2020 winter after Divine Lightning Radiance came out. The left graph is the usage rate of each clan overall.
Yes.
And then the right clan is the which clan came first in each tournament. Gold Paladin was 41% in the left graph, so 41% of all players played Gold Paladin. But 76% of winners were playing Gold Paladin. I think they said that was 19 out of 25.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that sounds right. It's 19 times 4.
Okay.
And
cool.
Given the above results, they decided that Gold Paladin is dominating the current fight format.
How unsurprising.
Yeah. And they have decided, and as such, they have put Gurgit and Percival on a 2-pick-1 list. Gold Paladin decks centered around Gurgit were more powerful than what the development team had anticipated. This sounds incredibly familiar. What's this? So, Gurgit decks become more powerful from the 4th turn onwards.
They win on the 4th turn, so...
Yeah. Well, 4th turn onwards is what they said. Due to the way that it gains more attacks per each turn passed. And in order to deal with Gurgit decks who 4th turn onwards are very powerful, all other clans have to try and play the game in order to win by the 3rd turn or the 4th turn if you're going first. And all decks which are not able to push the game this fast were struggling. For example, Drag Drive, Shadow Paladin decks centered around Drag Drive Ivalawad have dropped a significant amount since since the release of Divine Lightning Radiance. Unsurprising, based on what I've been hearing. And even against other clans which do aim to try and end the game quickly, Gurgwint decks could just use the auto ability of Gurgwint to guard extra times and defend themselves, which puts Gold Paladin in a very dominant position in this format.
Wow.
Because of this, we see that Gurgwint decks are incredibly limiting in clan selection for tournament players. And so they have put Gurgwint and Percival on a 2-pick-1 restriction.
Yep.
Percival is a key card in non-Gurgwint decks as well, and therefore they have decided that this would be a fair way to limit the clan without hurting non-Gurgwint decks. And we anticipate that by doing this, Gurgwint decks have limited ways of gaining new Excel circles, and their output from the 4th turn onwards will be suppressed enough that a larger variety of decks will be allowed in the game format, in the current format.
Yeah, well, when your turn 4 went from 4 Excel circles to 2, it's pretty big. The next one's Churro, right? The unrestricted Churro.
So they were considering lifting Churro from the list previously, so the last time as well. But they decided they'd sit back and take a look how things would go, because Narukami was also included in Divine Lightning Radiance. And based on deck composition and usage rate of Narukami after the release of that booster, based on the direction that they want to keep limitations to a minimum, they lifted the restriction on Cho'o. That seems pretty fair.
Yep, and the last one's just the errata, because I'm assuming infinite loop.
So I think you talked about this, but there's a infinite loop which neither player can stop when you have the new Malk and Valkyrian both active.
Yeah.
But now with the errata, Valkyrian says if this card did not retire with this auto effect, remove it from the game. They do say that they're sorry that they had to add an errata, but I don't really think that, based on what I've heard, they need to really be sorry about this one.
Do they actually have a sorry post? I think it's just a small paragraph now, right? At the bottom?
Yeah, it's... Oh, the last 2 paragraphs are just the general, we're sorry we have to add restrictions and erratas this time, but in order to keep the tournament format fun and exciting for everyone, we needed to do it, and I hope you continue to support us. The usual stuff.
I think the last paragraph maybe might be something interesting about the next Fighters rule update.
Yeah, so the last paragraph says, as explained in the beginning, given the current situation that society is in, we do not know if we can follow the tournament schedule that we originally had planned. And the next update on the Fighters rule will be on an undecided date.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. And they will tell us once they decide when they're going to announce it. So please stay tuned. Okay.
Alright, that's fair. I think kind of all expected this. I guess I'll just quickly go through some of the thoughts. Yeah, Gurgit didn't need to get hit, especially based on these stats. I mean, we all knew it, but these stats kind of just show how it is. Pretty disgusting. Otherwise, but yeah, no, right now I'm still thinking Gabriel, top tier deck, Plon, top tier deck, and I think they're going to be pretty dominant for maybe the rest of the season, even after clan selection comes out. I don't really see, I don't see the power levels decreasing, but it could be wrong. in terms of what clan selection is. Clan selection suddenly looks a lot better because there's no Gurguit. It's like when you test anything against Gurguit, you realize this is absolute trash, chuck it in the bin kind of thing. But now, clan selection's pretty good. and Spectral Duke Dragon suddenly became good now because your main guy Gurguit is gone. So now I think we're gonna transition into today's card of the day for clan selection. It's gonna be Gastille. So yeah, do you want to stick around, Ken?
Yeah, I'll take a look.
Marvel at some new cards. So they're actually explaining on stream right now, but thanks to the power of English Twitter, they do it so quickly now. They do the translations that they're even making Ken obsolete as we speak. I think they even have the ban list up, which is pretty crazy. All right, so let's start off with the 2 card of the days because they're kind of very important too. So we have Ironheart Assassin. Let's move Ken a bit to the left here. So we got Ironheart Assassin. He's getting covered a bit too. Okay, here we go. Ironheart Assassin. Rearguard Circle, when attacks or boosts, you may soul charge 1. If you soul charge and have 3 Ironheart Assassins in your soul, you can counter charge 1. And then when rode upon, you may call this to rearguard. So pretty good for Dark Regulars. Free card that can soul charge, which is pretty good. I mean, it replaces itself, so pretty nice. The grade 2 that we get is Poisonic Abductor. It's a weird name.
Yeah.
Vanguard or Rearguard Circle when placed, counterblast 1 and discard a card from your hand. Search your deck for up to 3 grade 2 or less normal units with the same card name. Put 2 cards from among them into your soul and call the rest to Rearguard Circle and shuffle your deck. So it's pretty good. This like works well with the card that we just saw previously. You don't even need the card on the field as well. You can just search it, right? And then just put 12 in the soul. Works with Killer Tails as well. Works in premium, works with like Dimension Creepers. So that's good too. Or just compressing your deck overall. Right? Can you like compression?
Yeah, compression's pretty good.
That's why they banned Variant Hardleg. This was allowed with Variant Hardleg, and standard it'd be pretty busted. But then lastly we have the new card. This is the new card. Our good buddy Evil God Bishop Gastille. So Vanguard Circle, at the beginning of your battle phase, you may counterblast 1, draw a card, and your opponent chooses one of the following effects for every 5 cards in your circle. So hang on. So your opponent chooses. You perform the chosen effects in any order. Each effect can only be chosen once. So all of your front row units gain critical +1 until end of turn. Your opponent Vanguard's power increases or decreases to 1 until the end of turn. That's like a dust. All of your opponent's auto abilities do not activate until the end of turn, and your opponent chooses a card from his or her hand and puts it into his or her damage zone face down. Wow, okay, so wow, okay, so
it's a lot better than it used to be.
Well, the old one was copying effects. This one like copied effects from the old strides, I guess.
So, one's definitely dust.
Yeah, so the first one, there was an old stride that gave the GBA, I think, gave your front row crit, right?
Yeah, I think so.
This is the one power one is dust. The Vanguard's what's the other? All your opponents' auto ability to activate until end of turn. That's just a generic guard restrict, kind of, like a Sentinel guard restrict, right? Which, because to perfect guard is an auto effect. So this is pretty much every single guard restrict that was in whatever, right? Any strides, like Dark Raiders had heaps of those, right? So that's kind of that. But Dust can kind of prevent you from like G guarding, right? Things like that. That's actually really interesting. Like it stops G guards too. So in premium, this is also pretty good. But then your opponent chooses a card from his or her down and put it face down and damage it. That's just pretty much ping a damage except negating the trigger. Even better. Actually, even better. No, actually, if they put a protect marker down, then you feel bad because they heal it, right?
I guess so.
He doesn't come with a protect marker as well, though.
Oh.
I just saw that. It doesn't come with a protect marker.
So I guess all these invasion guys don't have Kraid's blessing and they don't get gifts, is the law reason.
Is it?
Well, that's why I assumed Starvaders didn't have the gift, because the imaginary gift like creates blessing or something, isn't it?
Well, how do you know this? How do you know this law?
I played standard at the beginning. What?
Okay, all right. This guy knows more than me. All right, so that's why we keep him around. But yeah, no, I think this is pretty interesting. Like, if I was a protector, I just pick the last. I get to pick, right? So like, if you have 5 soul, I just pick the last one to return and just put my protect marker there and not take a damage, or a quick shield, and not take a damage. But then when they ramp up, they get like 10 or 15 soul. Then it gets pretty ridiculous. I actually really like this card. I really like this card. You don't have to run things like Herb on Dump anymore for your finisher. So, yeah, no, this is pretty good, pretty well done on Bushiroad's part. The clan selection team has gotten quite a lot of good cards going, good effects, good unique effects, rather than just instead of you get another force marker, now it gets 20k in a crit and you can't guard, etc. This is actually interesting. So yeah, no, I think that's pretty much it for today. Unless the stream shows off something really, really amazing. Anything you want to say, Ken?
Oh no, I'm good. I'm a bit disappointed that I don't know the next time I'm going to be on stream. It's just going to be another emergency call again.
An emergency call. Yeah, no, I called Ken up. I'm like, dude, are you free? Are you free are you free today, man? He's like, oh, I could be ready. I was like, oh, good. Perfect, mate. Yeah, well, I'll see you. I guess we'll see you guys. We'll see Ken next time. Maybe we'll bring you on something else.
Hopefully.
But yeah, no, that's it from us. Pretty interesting day. Pretty crazy day. Yeah, so everyone stay safe. And I guess I'll see you guys later. Bye.
Goodbye.
What the fuck is all that sound coming from?
What sound?
Oh, no, it's Picora stream, so sorry. It became really loud. Okay. Can you repeat that from the beginning?